juicy stuff. When we're heading into session 2, we're going to take that feedback on your paper and apply it. So what could that look like? Maybe I have a note in the feedback that says, hey, this is not an appropriate title page. We need to fix that. And I have a video to go with it. Or I say we need to work on formatting for this first page. Or I give you some tips about the thesis. I focus on a couple of things for our first paper, not absolutely everything. So we're going to be looking at just a few items. So when you get that feedback, you have to come in and say, okay, how do I make that happen? I need to practice. I need to figure out how to make my title page look like an appropriate APA title page. So that's when you're going to review the different videos covering the different topics, or you're going to reach out to me to get some support with Zoom where we practice on your particular paper. But the key idea is that we're saying, okay, how do I do that? Very rarely are any of us coming in here knowing all about formatting, but we're going to practice. So I may want to, let's say the title page is not correct. I'm going to want to select everything. So the reason I do the select all is because we want it to apply whatever we're doing to everything in that paper. So I'm selecting all, and then I'm going to go ahead and view non-printing characters because I want to see. So there are 3 lines here, 3 spaces, that's perfect. But then we have the title, student name, and the date. That's not right, is it? So I'm going to select all, and I'm also going to go check my formatting. So let's go see under line and paragraph spacing under formatting whether we have double spacing. Does it have double spacing? No, so we're going to fix that. Next, we're going to go to formatting, and we're going to look at line and paragraph spacing. We have double. Now we want to come down here. If it says add, it means it's not there, and that's great. We don't want to add any. But if it says remove, it means it's present, and we want to take it out. So we're going to remove that space before. This is going to give us more options as we go into it. Now, let's go tackle that title page. So we know we have our title there. That's awesome. Remember, we want 1 extra line, and then we're going to put our student name. And we start big, right? Oops, we already had our student name, and I messed that up. So next we go with the biggest one, right? We type in the university. Then we're going to type in the class. And remember that we have a lot of room there. We can be as specific or sort of focused as we want, as long as people know what class it is. And then again, for our instructor, we look at how they've introduced themselves and how they've shared information. And that will let us know how we should address them here. Now I'm going to grab all of this, just this part, and I'm going to go over here to align, because I want this to be centered. That's what our first page should look like. The next thing is that that title needs to be bold. So this is the kind of thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make these edits. I'm going to practice all of it. Again, it doesn't mean you're perfect at it. It means that I'm saying, hey, we've got to work on that, and then together we're going to get there. If you're looking at it and you're like, oh, what did she do? That doesn't make any sense. Then you reach out and you contact me. I'm using Google Docs here, but like maybe you're using Word. Maybe you're using Pages for Mac. Maybe you're using TextEdit. That's when you reach out to me and you get more support with that. That's what this revision process is. It's a conversation where I say, hey, we've got to work on that. And then you say, hey, these are the tools I'm using. How can you help me understand those tools? And then I help you understand them. That's the whole part of this process. And then when we get into the writing part, I may have said things like, tab it over. So that's, again, basic formatting. But we may have some other stuff there. Like, what did I just see right there? Here in the middle of my paragraph is an enter key instead of a space. So I need to delete it and put a space in. I may need to go in and I may have noted something like this. You've used a contraction. That's where 2 words are pushed together, making them sort of one word, and we use an apostrophe to show what's missing. Well, if we're writing professional academic work, we don't want to use contractions. So I may say, hey, could you watch that contraction? Could you change that? I'm going to hide these invisibles real quick. So now instead of it's a good question, you could say, so it is a good question. So I may give you some little tips like that, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to fix that, and then I want you to save it and send it on to me. So share it, maybe download it as a Microsoft document, upload it. These are the things that we're working on right now. and I look forward to seeing what